I'm here to do Blood, Sweat, and Heels reunion. Now, I know I didn't probably do episode 7 and 8, 8 and 9. I don't know. But I missed the last episode or whatever. Wasn't that much because it was the same old drag on shit that it was on this goddamn reunion. Micah's not going to admit that she's an alcoholic. Melissa and Daisy still is going to enable her. And it's still going to be 2 different groups. So whatever. That's all we missed on them last 2 episodes. Some people were honored. What else did I miss? That was it. I didn't miss nothing because, like I said, it was so repetitive and it was so draining that I was just like, whatever. So the reunion was the same goddamn thing. Now I will say the ladies looked nice. I don't know. I didn't too much care for Geneva's outfit. I didn't too much care for Micah's outfit. But overall, they all looked nice. I liked the Daisy's hair this time. I think Daisy should have kept that hair through the whole season. Then she did with that little short, ugly-ass hair because they looked like a broom. I'm just saying. Just saying. So they all talked about who they looked inspired by at the beginning. Then they talked about Melissa hosting in her real estate. She finally sold a house. She felt like a lot of the girls' words were judgmental and hurtful for judging her about the hosting gig and all that kind of stuff. Demetria apologized. She apologized on and off camera for her comments of Melissa's job. Because like she said, she didn't know. She didn't care, whatever. So, yeah, they talked about that. They kind of moved on with that. Then they also talked about how the girls acted different on and off camera. I can believe that a lot of them, all of them, really acted a certain way when the cameras was on compared to what they are. This is their first season. A lot of them don't know how to act. They don't know how they're going to be portrayed in. Because we see it all the time. The girls act a certain way on the first season. And then the second season, they kind of either open up more or they kind of pull back because they don't want to be portrayed again the same way. So I get that. Daisy be acting like, oh, I didn't act like that. Well, girl, I can see right through Daisy and her fake phoniness. It just bothers me. She is so fake that it bothers me. Daisy and that Brooklyn Brunch shit, she still was trying. That's what kills me with that Brooklyn Brunch thing, because everybody was kind of, they were asking questions about that brunch and how people felt about the brunch and about people leading and all that kind of stuff. And then Bree was trying to explain why she felt the way she felt. She was like, I know there are women leaders, but what she's been surrounded by was men leaders. So that's what she was going based off of. So Daisy kind of was looking at her funny or whatever. And then Daisy made a comment talking about she would still vote for a man over a woman. So Demetria was like, the same kind of men that you said are a child, that they can't be trusted, you snoop on them, that's who you will vote for over a woman. And I just said, okay, it just shows me more that Daisy is a dumbass airhead, period. Why would, just because he's a man that you will vote for him? That is just dumb as fuck, Daisy. That's dumb. And then she was just like, yeah. Like, girl. I don't know. Daisy act like a dumb blonde to me. She really act like a dumbass blonde. And I'm not saying all blondes are dumb, but that's the stereotype of them. But I'm not saying all blondes are dumb, because I got some friends that's blondes and they're very smart. But she act like one of the dumb beach blondes that don't know nothing, don't go to school, just not educated, just, So, whatever. So then they talk about how Demetria is like, Demetria thought when it came to that brunch thing, that there were going to be more intellectual questions, that she was going into a group that she knew they were all strong women, so we shouldn't be talking about snooping on men and just childish ass questions. So I got where Demetria is coming from. Like, we all supposed to be strong ass women in our own right, in our own field, but we're talking about snooping on men and being insecure and not thinking we can run the country. No, I wouldn't have been part of that either, because I would have been like, who the fuck am I I surrounded myself with. Maybe I did find another group of powerful friends that look at themselves a little bit better than that and raise themselves as a higher standard of that. So I get what Demetria was saying. And Daisy was, of course, offended. But like Demetria said, when I wrote my blog, I didn't mention no locations. I didn't mention no names. That's why she didn't understand why these girls' panties was such in a bunch. Because, like she said, she didn't mention no name. She didn't mention where the place was. She didn't mention the brunch. She just said she was at an event. And this is what happened. So I'm with Demetria. I don't get what people were so mad at. And then people mad because she's strong and she's a strong black woman and she don't take no bullshit and she don't like ignorance. I don't get where people is mad at that. To me, I look up to something like that like, oh my gosh, she's a go-getter, she's strong, she ain't let no man hold her back, she ain't, you know what I'm saying? That's why I liked Demetria. I liked her that she was a strong-minded person that wasn't weak. The judgmental shit that she said about Micah was what we all said about Micah and what Micah has shown on camera. So I don't get where the judgment comes from. When she talked about Daisy, sorry Daisy, this is what you show, that you ain't too bright, sorry. So I don't get where she's not, I don't know, whatever. So they also talked about, Melissa was talking about how she's been cheated on, she's been a cheater, and how she was mad that her ex had a sex tape with somebody, and knowing she's an AIDS activist, so now that's why she don't deal with dudes being cheaters. She watched the sex tape like 3 times, and I'm like, girl, that is just too much waste of time. Now, understand, regardless, the first time, because she's talking about she watched it the first time to see something. The second time was to see, was he caressing her or treating her like a jump off or whatever. The third time was to see if he had a condom on. Bitch, I wouldn't need the third time. The first time, I wouldn't have gave a fuck. I would have went and got tested the first time. Fuck watching it 3 times. Second time, wouldn't have cared if he caressed her and held her, and no, wouldn't have cared. You did it the first time. I saw it. Wasn't me. Then she was like, I was trying to make sure it was me because we do sex tapes. And I'm like, girl, this is why you're on the dumb side. I'm just saying. So then they talked about men and Melissa and vibrators and Micah and Terry's relationship, Greg and Demetria, Bree and Rocco, and now Geneva and her dude that she fucked at like the last episode, they're kind of still talking. Melissa and Bree is dating now. We don't know if Micah's still with Terry because she talking about, oh, you have to see for season 2. And he looking at her like, bitch, you don't even know if it's gonna be a season 2. Would you answer the goddamn question? But she still didn't answer it because he was like, I don't think y'all together. And I'm sitting there like, ooh, did you just put her out there like that? But okay. So then Daisy's still dating Jesus. She ain't found no man. She's still playing with herself. They asked, will Melissa and Flo Rida ever get back together or whatever? She like held to the no. She don't even know why she dated him. I was like, oop. Then she was like, it's gonna be, it might be in her book. And I'm like, girl, you just trying to put out a book so somebody can buy it. Girl, just tell the goddamn everybody the real right here. Ain't nobody got time to be buying your book. I'm just saying. So anyway, drama with that, like I said, they bring up the drama with the blog or whatever, and that was that. I talked about that. Now let me just get into what I really want to talk about. Because basically this was all about Micah and her being a fucking alcoholic and her not owning up to her being an alcoholic, and how if she's not an alcoholic, how she was portrayed on this show to be an alcoholic. I'm sorry, Micah, but from episode 1 to 9, you always was drinking. About 4 or 5 of the episodes, you were drunk. 4 or 5 of the episodes, you were belligerent. You were falling over things. You were feeding your animal alcohol. I mean, come on. So what they were saying about you is what they saw, is what we saw, is what we said. So for her not to even own up in her little sidekicks, not even to say, look, baby girl, it didn't look right on how you acted, or maybe you was portrayed wrong. We didn't get none of that. They laughed at it. They laughed at them the way Melissa and Micah acted at Uptown. They laughed at that. They laughed at the way everything happened at in the Hamptons. They laughed at that. So I'm just sitting there like, you guys are enabling her. You guys making her think that this is funny and not understanding the world see her as a drunk. She's mad at this label, but this is the label that you put out there, that you like your alcohol, your friends like their alcohol, that you can go to a party and people, since you feel like all your friends is there, you can go get fucking drunk, wasted, fall over everything, show your panties, and this is cute. First of all, Geneva thing was a business work event. Regardless if it was a party, it was still a work event. So for her not to even act, she talked about she apologized, but it don't look like she was sorry. It don't. It don't look like she was sorry at all. It just bothered me. Daisy, I don't know, she's just such a child that I just don't even like to address her, because I feel like she didn't, they whole side feel like they didn't do anything wrong. And even if the other side with Mike, Geneva, Demetria, and Bree, even if they did something wrong, a lot of things they apologized for, whether if it was for camera or whatever, they apologized and was like, I was wrong for this, I was wrong for that. They did was like, you know, even, I don't know, I just was on Bree and them side because I felt more sincere with their side than I felt with Melissa and them side, because they thought everything was funny. They thought everything was a joke. They thought that it was cool to be drunk at people places. Melissa was talking about how she had a long day and she don't remember and she blacked out. That's not an excuse of what you did. When it's grown women acting like this, it's just like weird to me. I don't know if they're gonna come back for a second season. I really couldn't care less if they came back with a second season, especially if it's gonna be drug on the way this season was drug on. I don't really care if it was a second season or not. If it do, like Bree said, she censored herself. So if it do come back, I would like to see a more fun Bree, of having fun instead of being sheltered and scared of what her parents and what other people would think of her. I would like to see that Bree. I would like to see Demetria having more fun instead of just being all about work. Just let me see a mixture of work and that. Geneva, I can care less either way. I'm not gonna even lie. I can care less if Geneva's on this show. I don't care if she gets some dick or job. I don't care. Melissa, I just say, take a look back at who you hanging with, and because if that's not the perception you want in life, you need to grow up. You need to stop thinking that it's okay to go out to parties and get drunk, wasted, open your legs, be all loud and belligerent. If real estate is the way you want to go, that's not how you want to act. Just saying. Micah, don't care for you. Don't care if you come back. Just saying. Daisy, I don't care if you come back either. Just period, point blank. I'm just being honest. It's my opinion. That's how I feel. I don't care if they come back. I don't even care if the show come back. So, but I'm doing it anyway because you guys like this. Some of you guys like the show. Some of you guys want to hear what I got to say about the show. So that's why I do it. But after like the fourth episode, I was drained. I'm just going to say that for real. So tell me what you guys thought about Blood, Sweat, and Heels reunion. I'm glad it was only a 90-part, minute, whatever. So we're about to get 3-4 parts. I wish you would do that with all the goddamn reunion shows. But hey. Tell me what you think. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, Xbox Live, whatever social media, Twitter, all that. I do everything by the Ghetto View, THA, not THE. This video will probably be up in the morning because, hey, it takes me a long time to upload and I'm tired as hell. It's almost midnight. So, Yeah, follow Ashley Miller 1987. I'm quite sure she's gonna do the reunion. And my cousin might be 801. Tasha C. Some more love. Yeah, check us all out. We'll talk to you back. Alright, peace.